We are moments, if not hours away from a potential Bitcoin spot ETF, all of them from getting approved. Today is the 9th of January. It is 7:30 p.m. in the evening, UK time, if you cannot tell by my accent. And we are just moments away from the inevitable Bitcoin ETF getting approved by the SEC. Things are heating up, things are getting spicy. Will this be a buy the news event or will this be a sell the news event? We will look into the charts and look at a few important metrics. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as it always makes help the channel grow. And if you are a cryptocurrency fan, I have a cryptocurrency shop where you can shop some cryptocurrency products. I currently have a 5% discount, so if you want to do some cryptocurrency shopping, I'll leave a link in the description down below. So let's begin because we are just moments away from essentially history within the cryptocurrency asset class. From what started as just an asset class with just dubious speculation, we have now matured to the point where government regulation is taking place, institutional adoption is taking place, and sort of a worldwide approach to understand how serious this technology is. It's just history in the making right now. Will we get the approval? I believe we will, because there's been so much build up, there's been so much media attention. Now I wouldn't be surprised if it actually got rejected. And if the Bitcoin spot ETFs got rejected or delayed, price action will take a huge hit. But with that being said, even with the approval of the Bitcoin spot ETF, because the majority of it has been priced in, I do think we will see a short-term pump. However, we will take that necessary dip after a few weeks. Let's take a look at the charts. So in today's Bitcoin weekly video, this is sort of like a series or some sort of a journal where we track our journeys with relation to the Bitcoin price. Last week I covered a few metrics just like the RSI, the Bitcoin dominance, etc. We're going to cover the same, but we're going to add a few more metrics, especially ones that I've spoken about in past videos. So the first metric I want to speak about is the bull market support band. And this consists of the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA, which currently stands around 35,000 and 36,965, right in this area here. Yeah. Now, why is the bull market support band a good metric? Why is it something that a lot of people follow? Well, it's simple, because if we are above the bull market support band, it just goes to show that the sentiment and the trend for Bitcoin is bullish and we are considered to be in a bull market, especially if price rises above and backtests as support. Yeah. And conversely, it is intriguing to see that if we fall below the bull market support band and backtest it as resistance, we are known to be in a bear market. So if we take a look at last cycle, guys, you can see that from the mid-cycle top, and this mid-cycle top is relevant with regards to price action today, because this mid-cycle top right here is what touched that elusive 618 Fibonacci, which I've discussed in many videos. So what does it mean? Well, it means that yes, we can go up, yes, we can backtest as support and make mid-cycle highs essentially, but at the same time we will always revisit this bull market support band, and it's up until that point where we do have a retest of the bull market support band. That's when we know whether or not we are truly bullish. We haven't touched the bull market support band since the 16th of October 2023. If I just zoom in on price action, you can see that we just blasted straight through the bull market support band, and ever since just been making new high after new high. You have to think at some point we will backtest this bull market support band, which is currently ranging between 35 and 37k. The question is though, when are we going to backtest this as support? Well, you need to remember that as every week goes by, these moving averages will start to move up, as they have been doing so through the last 3 months. Yeah, you can see that the bull market support band has been exponentially increasing throughout the last few months. So if Bitcoin decides to stall and stay at these levels for the next few weeks, then these lagging indicators will still likely move up. Yeah, if Bitcoin just steamrolls and just continuously goes up like so, then these moving averages will exponentially increase even further. It is only until the Bitcoin price decides to fall, but even if it decides to fall, these moving averages will still go up. Now why? Why? Because these are moving averages, guys. They are lagging indicators. The price of this week is replacing the price prior to 20 weeks or 21 weeks, yeah? So the price today, for example, 46k will replace the price that was at 20 weeks ago. Now, if we actually take a look at the price of what it was 20 weeks ago, if I just take my ruler and then measure back 20 bars, we are at this point right here, around 25, 26k. So prices, as the weeks go on, 45 and 46 and 47k will replace prices down here which were at 25 and 26k. So regardless of where Bitcoin goes in relatively short term in the next few weeks, this bull market support band will be increasing as time goes on. So that's the bull market support band covered. I think we will look to retest it within the next 6 weeks or so. Yeah, because Bitcoin has this seasonality where we always come back to retest moving averages, especially larger moving averages, around January of the halving time or December of the pre-halving year. And we all know December of the pre-halving year has exponentially moved up. So I do think towards the end of January, especially the start of February, when the hype of the ETF calms down a bit, I think we will backtest this support band. And this backtest will be the most important one, because if we can hold the bull market support band as support, we will be making new highs. That's just a fact. So another metric to look at is the RSI. And we spoke about the RSI last week, and we discussed how even though we can be in overbought levels like so, because above 70 within this metric means that you are overbought with regards to this metric. So we've been overbought for quite some time now. We entered overbought around the 23rd of October, like so, and we've maintained our levels above the 70. Now we did also discuss about how the RSI can teach you about divergences, bullish and negative divergences. And at the moment, Bitcoin is putting in a negative divergence as so. If I just get my trend line right here, you can see that from this top, we peaked at the 79 level, and we are now currently at the 74 level. You can see right here that Bitcoin price, when the RSI peaked, was around 44, 45k. Now you can see that the RSI hasn't overtaken the previous high, but price has, which signifies a bearish divergence. So this is something to keep a lookout on, especially with the price moving forward from this Bitcoin spot ETF over the next weeks. To remain bullish on Bitcoin, Bitcoin needs to take out this RSI high. Yeah, to invalidate this bearish divergence, because if momentum is slowly dying, which is what the RSI measures, it measures the relative strength index of the momentum in the market. If this metric slowly starts to fall down, then it would validate that Bitcoin price action has a bearish divergence with relevance to the RSI. So that's just something to keep an eye on within the next couple of weeks. Do we keep going higher? If we do keep going higher, I would expect to see the RSI climb higher too. And whether or not we make a higher low is something to be seen. Another metric I want to look at, guys, and I made a video on this actually, a specific video doing an in-depth analysis of what this liquidity tool is. If you're not sure what this tool is, make sure you go watch that video, because then you'd understand what I'm going to say now. So we're going to look at this on a weekly chart, and you can see over the course of the last week or so, you can see that price action has been very, very choppy. Very, very choppy, to the point where both traders on both sides, shorts and longs, are getting wrecked. Yeah, and it's to be expected that price action is to be choppy, because price right now is dependent on speculation and dependent on news. It is very artificial. Yeah, it's based on news, and it's not based on fundamentals. It is purely based on speculation and news and hype and whatever's going on in the media. But as you can see, most of the build up of the liquidations on the weekly chart is around this 42 to 43k level. So that is a level to keep your eye on. At the same time, as of recent, there are some liquidations building up towards that 47.3k level. Now, it is remain to be seen whether or not we can climb and take out those liquidations. Liquidations is just a tool where you can analyze potential support and resistance zone, or where the market makers will like to take the price in the short term before ultimately reversing. We did take a look at this level on the 1 year, but let's take a look at this level on more of a short-term basis, because these short-term prices are very choppy, and this is what traders are getting wrecked on. So if you look at the chart right now, and this is a 24-hour chart, you can see that there is a huge build-up of liquidations around that 47.3k level, as I mentioned. Yeah, there's currently around $75 million worth of liquidations just at that level, which makes me think, you know what, we're probably going to take this out. But with that being said, we also have a large build-up of liquidations around that 46.5k level. So it's just mind-blowing that Bitcoin price can move either 2% down or 2% up, and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of liquidations can occur. I think it's just probably best to wait out to see what will happen amid the Bitcoin spot ETF approval, because in the medium term, yes, we can suggest that a reversal might happen, because the market has been going up for so long. With that being said, in the short term, price can be choppy, which can cause severe liquidations, and you will likely lose all your money if you are exposed to over-leveraged shorts or over-leveraged longs. Taking a look at the Fear and Greed Index, we also discussed a video on this, just solely on the Fear and Greed Index. And for the first time in such a long time, the market has finally hit that extreme greed level of 76. Yeah. In the video I discussed prior, with regards to the Fear and Greed Index, we didn't quite hit that 76 level. We was ranging between that 65 and 75 level for the last 3 months. So I described how I was bamboozled by that, because of how the market has been increasing exponentially through the last 3 to 4 months. But the Fear and Greed Index has finally put in that extreme greed level. So what does that mean? What does it mean? And I'll tell you what it means. It means we can stay elevated at these levels for quite some time. So just because you see this 76 doesn't mean you should hit the sell button right now. No, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the sentiment is finally reaching euphoria, and you should keep an eye on the charts. And if you are looking to sell, yeah, you should sell when the extreme greed starts to make that move towards the 90 level. You can see in the past, in prior history, we've hit this 90 level a few times. Even in the mid-cycle top of last cycle, we hit the 90 level. Even in the bull market last cycle, we hit that 90 level. But just because we hit that 90 level does not mean that we can expect a quick reversal. Instead, you should look to DCA out once we get to that 80 plus level. That's just the way it is, guys, because yes, this tool is great to navigate and great to understand the sentiment in the market, but when overlaid with price, you can get you know, you can get greed when Bitcoin is at 60k. Yeah, you can get extreme greed when Bitcoin's at 60k, and then it will shoot off to 68k, and then you'll be like, oh, but I sold when there was extreme greed, why is it going up? The same thing can happen on a downside, you know, you can have extreme fear with Bitcoin at 20k, and then Bitcoin went down to 15k, so it's like, oh my god, I just bought, why is it going down? So it's always best to slowly DC out the market once you see these extreme levels start to make a move from 80 upwards. So that's pretty much it from me today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Maybe by the time this video is out, the spot Bitcoin ETFs are approved, which I highly doubt anyway. They'll probably be approved on the 10th, which will be tomorrow. If not the 10th, it will be early morning on Thursday, just like this tweet says. FanX CEO says that the spot Bitcoin ETFs are all getting ready to basically list on Thursday. Big news awaits. What will happen? Let me know in the comment section down below. That's it from me today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, as it always helps make the channel grow. And as always, it's been your boy, J1 General. Thank you and goodbye.